Hey, Brian, nice to see you.
Hi, everybody. The Ortelius outreach meeting for March 13th. We'll swing it over to Tracy.
I need to bring up the doc.
Okay, while you're doing that. So just some updates on the XRPL grant through the GitHub world. I did figure it out. I put a blog post out there on how to set up your GitHub account to get paid on that front. There is some fancier things you can do in your own personal account. You can set up like tasks that you can get paid for. So if you wanted to do, like you'll see in some of them, I'll go through and reprioritize all your issues in your repo, and I'll charge you $50 for that. And that's what some of those things you can put out there, and people that want to use you will pick one of those tasks, and that's how the money gets associated. But I did figure out how to just do one-time shots of the payments, so we don't have to go into that detail. So look at the blog post that went out at the end of last week to make sure your accounts are set up, and I will start doing the payouts for everybody that's already done issues and closed them out.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Blog post hosted, Steve?
What was that, Brian?
Where's the blog post on Ortelius?
Yeah, under Ortelius.
I'll share it.
Okay.
Oh, did you update the blog post, Steve, on how to get paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let me share it.
So if you go to ortelius.io, go to blogs, you'll see it says something like GitHub setup or something like that.
I went through it. It's really good. Thanks, Steve.
And just so everybody knows, the way it happens is we have our bounty program. Once you get so there's an issue with the bounty on it. Basically 4 spaceships equals $65. It's about an hour's worth of work. So we're paying everybody out at $65 an hour for the work. And then from there, there's going to be deliverables, and we need 3 reviewers to approve that what you're delivering corresponds to the work that was requested. Once you're good on that front, and we merge the PR, then I'll go through and do the payment to your GitHub account. And the way the GitHub accounts are set up is for most people, for most countries, it'll use Stripe as the payment processing engine. So GitHub is actually hooked up to Stripe, and Stripe's hooked up to your bank account. So that's kind of the flow of things. So that's how we'll, and I'm going to go through this week and get everybody caught up on that. So if you're looking for work, I'm going to be adding some more issues out there, more bounties, and we'll get this thing rolling. So that's kind of awesome.
Does there be issues related to DevOps?
What was that, Arvin?
That there will be issues related to DevOps?
It's going to be related to anything around the XRPL project part of it.
Which could be DevOps if we needed to change something in our DevOps process for it.
Right. You'll see in GitHub, you can sort by a label, and you'll see a bounty label for the issues that have the bounties associated to it. So I think I think Arvin, you have like 1 or 2 coming to you.
Yeah, some of you still are expecting. We owe some of you, so
yeah, I'll get that taken care of this week. And Tracy put in the meeting chat where the blog entry is for the GitHub setup. Like Sasha and I ran into, and I think Utkarsh did as well. The whole thing around GitHub and their sponsorship program, it is so hard to figure out if you're a sponsee, a sponsor, or what role you're playing when you're filling these things out, because they have it's like, as a individual contributor, You're a sponsor, but it's weird on their terminology. It seems all backwards to me. Did you run into that, Sasha? So
Yeah, I got real confused because
so follow us on the blog post and we'll be good.
Okay, let's jump over to outreach. We have our first 4 blogs from our blogathon have been submitted. I'll share my screen here so everybody can see where they are. Oops, why is this not working? Am I sharing my screen? No. Okay, so I submitted one, how to submit a blog. That's my redundant blog. A blog on blogging. So if you are signed up to do a blog or you want to sign up, there is now a blog on what I need you to do in order to get the blog submitted. Utkarsh did a fabulous job on writing his blockchain safe. He just brings up some basic things about the features of it, some of the threats that people talk about, and his conclusion. We also had Tony Corrado did a really nice job on what it means to be a mentor and a mentee and how you should build the relationship. And then Ankar Kumar did one on SBOMs and usage in the software delivery lifecycle. So we're off and running on our blogathon. So thank you to all of those who got those submitted. It's great to get some of them in because I do have to go through the editing process. There are still quite a few out there. We had 24 altogether, so we're looking for about 20 more to come in. If we go to the GitHub project, you can find these blogs under the Ortelius Outreach repo. And what I'm
Looks like Tracy's laptop crashed. Time to reboot. So as you were saying, in the Ortelius Outreach repo, you'll see the issues listing the blogs that we need. And what we're doing is if you do your markdown and if you have any images, just attach them to the issue as file attachments. And when you're ready, just let Tracy know, and we'll go ahead and kind of copy it from the issue over into the website repo. Because there's editing that's needed, it just makes it easier to do it that route instead of trying to do PRs against the website repo. Just trying to simplify the process.
Yes, Dave. So one thought from my side as well, like I'm actually interested in like we can write a blog post for the CD Foundation website as well. Like we know the CDCon is coming up, because there are several blog posts actually we have on our plate. How do we able to find some of the blog even include one of the blog posts to be added into the CD Foundation site? So can we actually team up, me and you team up for that? Because I want to have some start thinking about like how we actually done in the 2022, what are the contribute, because now we have three nominees for the CD Foundation. So I want to have those nominees be included in the website as well. But I think we should write a blog post for the CD Foundation as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know their process on how we submit blogs. I would imagine we would go through Lori LaRusso, or I don't think it's Michelle. I'd have to double check, but we could find out. But we just, like you said, Simon, let's just get the content going and then we'll go from there.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So what we have to keep in mind too is
Tracy is back.
Yes, I am back. And what we have to keep in mind that what we don't want to do is submit exactly the same blog. We would have to repurpose it. So the content's not the same.
Yes, absolutely. But I think the basic idea was, yes, but the idea was to use the same template, but redraw the structure of the blog. And that blog is similar to, like, because now we have 3 nominees in the in the category of the awards. Those has to be including in the blog post as well, because I don't know, because I think they're only ambassadors who can actually vote for these categories, not the journal public.
Yes, that is correct. So ambassadors and vote for ambassadors. Ortelius members vote for Ortelius members. CD events members vote for their members, and so on.
And then there's the overall higher ones that
Yeah.
are,
So
I think there's like 3 or 4 that are CD Foundation wide.
right, and that's everybody gets to vote for. So best CDF contributor overall, those are everybody gets to vote on.
Okay, so what is the best topic we actually, because I will try to create some of the content for that, but let me know what is it. Do we go for what we have done last year, 2022 to up to this point, or do we just talk about like the S-bomb or Ortelius doing with the S-bomb security? What the best topic we go about it
So
for the
Simon,
CD Foundation blog?
I think for first of all, it's pretty cool that there are so many of our Ortelius contributors who are starting to show up to meetings outside of Ortelius, as well as Steve being, I nominated Steve. He got other nominations from other people. So it feels to me like a good blog from you would be on the overall outreach of Ortelius and those of us who are Ortelius contributors who have gotten nominated.
Okay, so actually I have
CDF.
wrote, I think I, yes, absolutely. So what I did was like, I will add those and I will submit, I will send it to you by tomorrow, and I will talk with, I think Roxanne is taking the responsibility of this, from my knowledge, Roxanne is taking the responsibility of publishing the blog and that as well, because I have my first blog post is actually submitted for the CNCF. It's got published in the last Friday, and now I'm taking opportunity. Why not we? Yes, it's been finally the blog
Well, be
is
sure
submitted.
you send that info to me, because I will push it out through the Ortelius community as well.
Yes, I will adding. Let me share with you. It's basically, this blog post is about my case study. We have hosted a case study Pakistan locally in person, and then I will add my experience, how I organize it, how this happens on this website. So somehow they actually give me opportunity to write about it. Then I think like, right, this is a cool time. I have write for the CNCF one. Why not elaborate the CD Foundation as well?
Absolutely, 100%. And I think that a summary of what we've done in terms of outreach and our success through the CD Foundation is a really good topic as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I think if anybody like Sasha or Arvind or anyone have some local meetup they actually organize, please ping me and include the links with me, and for Steve as well. Might be when we last time did on the Ortelius, I think talk, there might be new links we need to be added on as well. So I will create it. So my aim was to send it to Roxanne by maximum Friday, and then I will encourage them to post it on as soon as possible for the next week.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we have some really great news. The Emporous project would like to become part of Ortelius. So Red Hat is going to, I know, I reached out to Fatih to make sure that there's nothing that we should worry about from a legal standpoint. And since Red Hat's already a contributor to the Linux Foundation, I asked for them to check if Red Hat has to fill out a contributor agreement for Ortelius, or since they already have one for Linux Foundation. And Brian, you may know the answer to that. Do you know how that contributor license goes for a corporate contributor?
I actually don't recall, Tracy.
Okay.
I believe it's by entity, but I couldn't say with 100% surety.
All right. But the Red Hat management has approved it, and they're pretty excited about having Emporous move forward in that way. So we'll have some fun news to do announcements around for May for CDCon, around having added a OCI registry to Ortelius that we call Emporous. I'm hoping that we can convince the Emporous folks to change their logo from a ship to a spaceship. They have like an old Viking ship as part of their image, and I'm hoping we can ask them to modernize it a bit so it's more in line with Ortelius instead of something that looks like from a Viking show. But it doesn't matter. It'll be fun to have them on board, and they're pretty excited about it.
We can have a spaceship with oars coming out the side.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
A Viking spaceship.
A
And we
Viking
have
spaceship.
Ortelius people whipping the red hat people.
That would not fit.
What is that not PC?
I don't think that's PC.
I can make
red
I
hats.
can make
being-
them.
It's too soon, I think.
So that's pretty exciting, though. I was pretty jazzed when I heard that. Sasha, you did a talk last week. In general, not in terms of the attendance, but how did you feel doing the talk, and how did the talk go for you?
It's awesome. The people loved it. They loved it so much they gave me free license.
Good.
And I'm sure I could hopefully organize some more, maybe organize some for people in the open source community in Ortelius. But it went really well. They really loved it. And yeah, and it's live. It's the recordings on YouTube. I posted the link now in the chat here. It was a really great, the massive thing, the cool thing was, Tracy, the slides that you created, the
Yes.
sales deck, those are awesome. Because you know what it is, it's perfectly concise. You can talk really nicely around that. Because you only get I only had half an hour, right? So that was, I was able to get Ortelius what it does and what it is very easily across. And then that other paper that you and Steve did on the security, is it the security PDF? I think.
Yes. Yeah, it was on how to build
Yeah, that one. So
security. Yes. Yeah.
I read that and the sales deck, and that was awesome.
Great.
Yeah, because people were really interested and they wanted to know, they wanted, URLs and GitHub repos, and it was cool. It was like over 40 people there. It was not too bad.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good attendance.
Can you do me a favor and post, since my PC crashed, I lost everything in chat.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Just stick it back in the chat so I can put,
Okay.
or stick it in the document, or just send it in the chat and I'll put it.
I'll put it in the
here.
document too for you as well.
Okay, that would be, if you can put it in the document, that's all. I want to make sure you
Yeah.
capture it in the doc. And then I'll
Yeah,
go ahead
cool.
and repost as well.
Jeez, why is it so big?
I think that some of you may have heard, just to make sure everybody feels okay and we're all safe. There was a bit of a financial earthquake in our community on Thursday and Friday with the closure of a bank called Silicon Valley Bank. Silicon Valley Bank is the primary bank for startups. Many of our friends were part of have their money in Silicon Valley Bank. This also caused another bank out of New York to crash called Signature Bank. Yesterday, apparently, when the Asian markets opened up, they didn't have a very good day. It pushed the US government to make a decision to they're not going to bail out Silicon Valley Bank, but they're going to bail out all the depositors of Silicon Valley Bank. So they have created a new entity so that all the depositors will be protected, and then they will liquidate Silicon Valley Bank and pay back the US government. That's basically how it's going to work. And Signature Bank's going to work the same way. So, it was a pretty stressful weekend for some of us. Our friends over at Directive were pretty stressed out. Poor Willem had to rush to San Francisco from his home in Australia to try to sort out what's happening, but it looks like it's going to be sorted out with not a lot of impact to our sector. And the reason why I bring it up is because I don't know, but I'm sure that there are many companies that are members of the Linux Foundation had their money there, and things like CDCon and all the things that we're doing with the Linux Foundation, there was some exposure there. So it looks like it's all going to get sorted out without too much impact to the startups that we work with and the Linux Foundation. Is there any questions on that, or does anybody have any concerns that they want to talk about? If you were watching it, and if, you know, I was pretty stressed out over it all weekend, to be quite honest. Brian, do you have any comments?
Ortelius is cool.
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah.
You guys are okay?
Ortelius deploy up's fine.
Okay.
We didn't have anybody in Silicon Valley Bank.
No, I mean, not really any comments to add other than, yeah, similarly, it was a big, I mean, this is a rare and scary event. I'm glad it ended up coming out how it did. My brother is at a company called Twig in the UK and reached out to me Friday, concerned they weren't going to make payroll because SVB UK suspended withdrawals as well. So as I noted, I just learned this morning a few minutes ago talking to him that HSBC came in and bought SVB UK and similarly is going to honor all of the deposits. So I think we'll make it out of this one, but it is scary.
Very scary. I was, like I said, I was stressed out all weekend over it.
And there's still speculation. We have to see how the markets do today, this week, basically, to see if any what they call mid-tier banks are going to run into the same issue. They don't suspect it because of the way Silicon Valley Bank was being run and their assets were being handled, that they don't suspect any other mid-tier banks to run into the same thing. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. Ironically, will or not, the CEO of Silicon Valley Bank was also involved in the Lehman Brothers crash. So it's the Peter principle, right? If in charge of Lehman Brothers, maybe we can bring you over to Silicon Valley Bank and see if you do the same thing. It's insane to me. It's like, I don't know, sometimes these investors, I don't know where their heads are at. But anyway, we're all good. Everything should be fine. It sounds like Brian said, we're going to sail through this and hopefully it'll just be a blip and a reminder how delicate things can be and how connected we are.
Can we create an event in our meetup group?
Can we?
I have to create an event in our meetup group.
Yeah, yes, we can have an event in our meetup group. What would you do? You have a thought? We created Ortelius now has a meetup group. Arvin's going to start helping me with that. Do we have any suggested topics for
I have two ideas. One was using Cubase Arc with Kubernetes, and second was using customized Helm with Argo CD.
Do you have potential speakers?
We have to try search for people because we didn't have any community member. Also, we are only two in that group.
So Simon, could you help Arvind with pulling together, or maybe a Ortelius meeting once a quarter, say do 4 a year?
Yes, Tracy, absolutely. So these are basically the Bevy platform that we're leveraging for the event, or these are for on the meetup. Where is actually event happening?
Meetup.
How?
Yeah, it's just meetup.
Okay.
So we'll have to do a Zoom meeting, and I'll be happy to host the Zoom meeting. So once you get to the point where you have a date, you have a topic, and you have a speaker, I'll go ahead and schedule, all the back end stuff to make it real.
So from the deploy side, we have the webinar feature of Zoom. So which is comparable to Bevy. So we can do the webinar where you have the registration page and all that stuff through Zoom.
Yeah, I'll set all that up. Don't worry about that. Just worry about the show itself.
So Tracy, I think that's good if we can make this event a live stream.
Yeah, we can do that. We can live stream it, no problem.
Oh, okay. So actually, I will try to find a speaker. So customize and Helm. And what other, Edmund, can you write those in the Discord or the topic you have in mind? I definitely help find the speaker for that.
Yeah, I will text you in the DM, and we have to like share the link because there are only 2 people in the meetup group, only me and Tracy. So like we have to invite
So-
other people to join the group.
Yeah, like I say, don't worry, Simon, you don't worry about any of the mechanics. I've got that down. I've been doing them for quite some time. What I don't have time to do right now is help them find a speaker and get like a social media tile set up. But the rest of it I can take care of. I can take care of the scheduling, the streaming, all of that stuff.
Okay, got it. So actually, Arvind, I think it's good. We will try to post the meetup link on our LinkedIn profile as well, so people get added as well, because we first need to find people got registered in the meetup. So Sasha, me, and you will team up to have some LinkedIn posts going, and Tracy, you can also add in this link, the meetup link, in your LinkedIn profile as well. Like people want to register in here. So meanwhile, I will try to find the speaker for that. So actually, what is actually the planning of what the schedule is? Do we have a concrete date in mind when we want to host this? Because the KubeCon is coming up. Finding speaker can be difficult.
That's why I just want you to work with Arvind to get those. My suggestion would be to come up with 4 topics and 4 potential speakers, and we can get them lined up. Even if we just do 2 now, say 1 in April, like maybe by end of May, and then another one sometime in maybe July.
Oh, that's what I think we need to figure out if we want to try to, because we have like CDCon, GitOpsCon, all these things happening in May. If we want to kind of do like a follow-up to those shows, and maybe pick a topic that we think is going to be popular in those shows, and then we kind of do like a follow-up around that in like June or something. Does that make sense?
Yes. And the easiest way to get one done is let's just start doing them. Let's just do one. We could do I think we could do easily a meetup on adding security to your DevOps pipeline, and let Steve walk through the white paper he just wrote, or we just wrote, or I can do it. So that way we get people in the meetup, because there's only a few of us now. We don't have to worry about speakers because we're going to do that ourselves. And we get something on the books, and then we can have somebody else do one. So Arvind, if you want to do one, let's say in April, this is already March. So if we do one April 15th, we could probably do it on that topic. So why don't I get started and help Arvind get that first one done, Si? And then if you work with him on the others that he'd like to do.
Yeah,
after CDCon.
I need some help from Sam.
Yeah.
You are muted,
Simon,
Sam.
you're muted, Simon.
Okay. Thanks. So actually, yes, absolutely, they figured that out. But I think right now the strategy would be to raise awareness about this meetup link on our social media profile. So what I do is I will try to post this on my Twitter account as well. And everybody who's on the call, I will encourage you to please shout out this meetup link on your LinkedIn profile. This is a strategy number 1. We have to some people join this meetup, and for the registration and other things, that can be easy. That can be a very simple process. It's not a worry about it. So that is number 1 strategy. And also I will try to get in touch with CD folks as well to help us outreach this meetup group as well.
Okay, because I'm supposed to be doing the meetups for the CD Foundation. I've had trouble getting speakers, but I haven't focused on it too much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to advertise the same registration for adding security to your DevOps pipeline. It'll be an easy one for us to do because most of the information's already out there. And I'll get
Yes,
that
and one
scheduled.
one final question, Tracy. So I have a reply. I have received a reply from Lori Lorusso
Uh-huh.
regarding. I think we need to set some schedule for Ortelius on the Textron pipeline.
I know, we definitely do. So whatever she tells us it's good, just let us know and we'll make sure to get the right people on the call.
So actually, I'm about to schedule the time with her. So do
Yeah.
I add you as well on the call? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's fine. I would say just be brave, and if she says it's going to be a certain date and time, say okay, and we'll make sure that Steve or myself are on that call.
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
both.
So I'm actually scheduling. Yes, I'm scheduling the time and adding you both of them to the call as well.
Okay.
So then we actually go the step forward. So meanwhile, which time works for you for tomorrow? 9 p.m. as of now, or which time?
Let's look time. Tomorrow is the 14th.
And for Steve, what time works for you as well?
So I've already got a recording schedule for 9 o'clock for SD Times that Fatih Demagrici put together. So Steve could do 9 o'clock tomorrow, but I cannot.
What time was this? Simon?
Is basically according to what I see, 7:30 my time, 2 hours earlier than this. Does that work, Tracy?
So 8 o'clock. Yes, that
Yeah,
does work.
that'll work.
Okay, so I'm actually sending you the invite, both of them.
Okay.
And let me, if that works.
It should work. All right.
And once more.
I joined the meetup now. See.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as I get, Simon, I will schedule that first call today so that we can get people populated and an event in the Ortelius Meetup. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to schedule the Ortelius Meetup with the CDF Meetup, and I'll just advertise them in both.
Tracy, can you check your calendar right now and let me know if that works?
Okay. For 8 o'clock, well, let me look at the email. Did you send an invite?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, it just came through. Yeah, 8:30 tomorrow, it looks like.
8:30 to 9, that works, yep.
Okay, good.
And I see that we have new members
Actually,
now. Thank you guys.
A guy in a leopard vest is there.
Good.
Also,
So once we have an
yes,
event, it'll be better. So if I can, let me get the event in there so that people have a reason to go join the meetup. I hate for people to be told to join a meetup that has nothing happening. So I'll get it kind of pre-populated by putting this one together, and I'll get that done today. So Arvin, you can start working on the other talks, and we'll already have meetings scheduled so it doesn't look weird.
Okay, I will start working on it then.
Yep, and you and Simon, I'm sure we'll come up with some good topics and some good speakers.
Yes, absolutely. Arvind, we will chat definitely, Arvind and me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, anything else we have not covered that we should? All right, thank you all. We will chat soon.
One thing, sorry.
What?
Can the meetup events go into the Discord channel so that people are aware, that we're all aware of them?
I can do that.
Arvin was going to look at that, I thought.
Okay. Cool.
I still didn't find any webhook yet. I think we
Okay.
can create a bot for this.
Yeah, I don't want to go create bots if we don't, if there's not one out there already, I think we could just pass on it and not worry
Okay.
about the extra work.
Cool. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, sorry.
There may be a bot that we could use against like a Google Calendar. So if the meetup can add an invite to a Google Calendar, then the bot maybe will pick up the Google Calendar.
That's a good idea.
Arvin, can you see if there's a
Or
Google, Arvin, look to see if there's a Google Calendar bot.
yeah, I am searching it right now.
Okay.
And
Will
we
that-
can
will
also
that-
do anything
Oh,
like
sorry.
create an event in Discord and put
No,
the
what
link
it
of
sh-
meetup on that.
What it should do is kind of give you a reminder, and we could post it to like the events channel that there's or to the general channel that's saying that you have a meeting or you have a meetup coming. You know, there's an invite out there on the calendar coming up in 2 hours or something like that. That's what the bot should do.
And I have a suggestion for doing a meetup for May. Let's do a meetup on Emporous for late May.
That's a good idea.
I
Since we'll do the
found
announcements-
bot.
We can create a party for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. We'll have to dress up. Don't worry, I'll dress
We'll have
up.
to do
You don't- you don't have
a
to.
Well, I'll dress up as Vikings.
Exactly. I've got a mohawk. I just wear that.
we'll have to do a beer and donuts for them.
Exactly. We have to celebrate them coming on board.
Yeah, we have to.
I think that'll be cool.
And it'll just be a meet and greet, I think,
Yeah, that'll be nice.
for maybe a half hour or so.
Yeah.
But we'll have to get them broken into beer and donuts.
Exactly.
I don't know what time zones they are in. So we'll have to.
Remember, we also have our May 19th as our visionary summit too. We still have that to put together.
Woohoo. Ooh.
We normally would do it May 20th, but that is a Saturday. So we're going to do it May 19th.
Yeah, Arvin, that bot looks
This is-
good. Let's take a look. Try installing it and see what happens.
Yeah, I will play it with today.
Because the Ortelius open source Gmail account is where the calendar is hosted.
Oh, will it pop it into that calendar?
Yeah, that's what the bot should look at, is that calendar for the
Yeah, that makes
Ortelius
sense.
open source Gmail account.
Makes sense to me, yeah.
Can you put the Gmail on the chat?
Yeah, I'll DM it to you.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not yet.
All right. Everybody have a good night.
Ciao. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Good night.